following is a presentation of the National Sim Racing League of America. Enjoy the race. Hello everybody, this is Napa Fan here, and here we are to qualify for the biggest race in the NRLOA, the Indianapolis 250 qualifying day. Going to be two sessions. The first session, 15 minutes long, all 33 drivers on the racetrack. The fastest 9 advance onto the Fast 9 shootout, and then 10th through 33rd will start in their respective positions. Once we get to the Fast 9 shootout, it's a 5-minute session, and the fastest driver wins the pole. I'm alongside Carter Friesen for this one. The fastest guy yesterday in practice was Gatlin Downey driving for Andretti. Do you think the Andretti guys are going to be fast in this session, or is it just going to be all over the place like it usually is?
Well, I think it's just going to be all over the place. It happens here in Indianapolis, especially with these Indy cars here at the track. So it really depends on just how you perform on your lap, whether you can get the draft or not. If you can get the draft in these laps, and especially in these corners, you'll get a much faster time than without the draft.
Yep, absolutely. And those drivers who had drafts yesterday, they went much faster than the guys who didn't. Davey Johnson was a notable guy who was slow in yesterday's practice. Of course, he's one of those guys who's consistently fast here in Indianapolis during Indy 250 week, and he didn't really draft that much yesterday. So we're going to watch for those guys who have these drafts. Of course, we're early on right now. Not many guys on the racetrack. Justin Zaidel will be the first driver to complete a full lap under speed. You gotta watch out. These guys come off the pit lane, and Marty Johnson might have gained some contact there as he's going to come back down. It's only a 15-minute session to qualify here. You got to get a fast time in now, or otherwise you might not make the Fast 9 shootout. The top 10 qualifiers will receive championship points, and only the top 10. In past years, we have given 42 points for the pole. This year, only 10, so not as big of an effect on the championship as it has been in past years, but still, starting on the pole for this race is a big deal. And another big deal is it's a cloudy racetrack, which means these guys are going to be going much faster than they were yesterday. So watch out for these guys going pretty fast here at Indianapolis.
And it can be dangerous when these guys go fast. So yesterday in practice when Gatlin Downey had that crash, even though that wasn't as fast as they would be today, that was still pretty scary. It was coming right out of turn 1, ended up flipping over, I believe, at least up on the nose and the rear end.
Yeah.
So
on Friday, we saw Al Lagasse crash at the pit road wall head on, and he got hit by Nicholas Samadillo. That was not a pretty sight, but anyways, right now it is John Andrews fastest on the board in the number 98 with Al Lagasse. It's Julius Anderson, Roger Ray, Luke Rainey, Daniel Bouchard, and it changed right there as Marcus Sachi went up there. Elijah Gordon. Oh boy, and it's changing really fast right now. Remember, top 9 advance onto the Fast 9 shootout and battle for the pole. 10th through 33rd will start in their respective qualifying positions. There's Travis Crampton, 28 to the top of the board. Justin Zaidel drafting off of Joey Hightower and Nathan Stapleton with a 40.330. That's already faster than the fastest time yesterday, and we're not even halfway through this session yet, so these guys might very well go under 40 seconds here in this qualifying session here today.
And I really wouldn't be surprised if they do, especially with the speeds that these guys are running at. Talked about Marcus Sachi earlier. He's pretty good at this racetrack, especially in these Indy cars. He's had a lot of success in the Indy cars. Not so much success at this racetrack, but he is pretty good here in Indianapolis.
Yeah, we'll have to see what he can do, drafting off the Guy everyone wants to be around, Davey Johnson. Even though he didn't have a good practice day yesterday, this guy knows what he's doing, and I keep on alluding to it because it's a consistent thing. He was really fast on Friday, and he won the IndyCar Grand Prix last Saturday, so he's riding pretty high coming into this event. Colton Yo, Joey Hightower, Justin Zaidel, John Andrews, George Harvick, Max Anderson, Ryan Butcher. And it changed again. The 50 of Nathan Stapleton is currently in the Fast 9. The guy who just moved in, I believe, was... I'm trying to find out who it was, and I can't quite tell because I think we mentioned all those guys. Yeah, I think we did. I don't know. I saw it change, but it might not have. But here's a long line of cars. Watch out for Noah Clifton to get a fast lap here. Going to close in, I believe, on Daniel Bouchard ahead of him.
See now.
Watch out for some 3 wide here because you got Gatlin Downey almost making it 3 wide on Cody Sill and Elijah Gordon. Don't want to necessarily do that here. That could result in an accident. The good thing is if these guys do crash, their times will still stand. And we got ourselves another guy moving his way, and that was, in fact, Noah Clifton up to 4th in the number 24, an Indy 250 only driver. This might be the pack to watch out for, and I have a feeling that Noah Clifton is going to improve his lap time again. On this inside, drafting that number 40. Watch out for him to possibly go to the top of the board.
Well, even this six-car pack right here they're going to be able to work together a lot right here. This could become how they run for the next top 6 for qualifying results.
He did not improve there, but Nicholas Samadio in the number 5 improved his time up to the 4th position. We'll try to locate Samadio here on the racetrack. He's behind Marcus Sachi and Davey Johnson. Oh boy, and they're coming close there, but they keep it together. So great run by Nicholas Samadio. We mentioned he, along with Elijah Gordon, the 2 most experienced guys in this event this year. And I'm sure both of those guys would love to show what they're made of. Of course, Nicholas Samadio, a full-time driver here in the House IndyCar Series. A win awards you 100 points, and a pole awards you 10. So Samadio would love to get a pole and a win this week. There's Ace Garcia coming off the racetrack, and here's that really long pack again. Gatlin Downey, the fastest guy yesterday, is in this pack. He definitely has a fast race car. We all know it, and you definitely want to watch for him as the session goes along. Oh boy, Noah Clifton coming close to Daniel Bouchard right there. Almost ran into him. Clifton is right now 5th. It's still Colton Yo, the fastest guy in town. We're going to go ahead and find him on the racetrack, and there he is ahead of George Harvick and Eric Monaco. It's Colton Yo, Joey Hightower, Justin Zaidel, Nicholas Samadio, Noah Clifton, Max Anderson, John Andrews, George Harvick, and Roger Ray, our points leader, but he's tied with the number 40. It doesn't really matter because Roger Ray is our points leader. He'd break the tie off the number 40 anyway, and yes, that tiebreaker will stand for the last position transferring on to the Fast 9, so that's a fascinating situation right there. Daniel Bouchard needs to up his game if he's going to make it onto the Fast 9 because he cannot make it in tied with the points leader.
Yeah, and we know Roger Ray, he's good at winning these big races. He won the Daytona 500 in the Aquafina NRL Cup Series, season number 3, so who knows, maybe Roger Ray might be able to grab the pole in this session and potentially go to victory lane for the Indy 250.
Yeah, we're just going to have to see. Of course, you can't win the pole in this session, but if you can make the Fast 9 shoot, he'll have a 1-in-9 shot at doing so. So we'll have to see. He's right now 9th, right now currently in. Might want to watch for Al Agassi here. He's a little ways behind this pack, looking to close right in, and that's how these guys get those fast times. They close right in. They're a bit of a distance behind a pack, and they close in on a lap, and that's when the times get really fast. Nobody's gone under 40 seconds yet. And I was actually thinking that we might see that Elijah Gordon to 9th. He just pushed Roger Ray out. And a great lap by the retiring driver at the end of the year. Of course, retiring from the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. I'm assuming this is going to be his last Indy 250. And we're going to have to see what he can do. He let Ryan Gondilla race this thing last year, and this year he wants to get a win in the biggest race in the NRLOA. He's a Chick-fil-A Cup Series champion. And he's got a potential at possibly starting on the pole for the big event. So we'll have to see what he can do here. But a great lap by Elijah Gordon. Right now, 9th quickest at a 40.3. So we'll have to see how that will stand as this session goes along. Only about 5 minutes left to get a fast time in. Who do you think's going to get it here?
Well, it all depends on how this draft works out. Looks like pretty much everybody has a draft, except for the drivers, of course, on pit road. But how special would this be for Elijah Gordon to get the win? He could possibly be competing for his final Chick-fil-A Cup Series, his final NRLOA win.
It is possible, and how fitting would it be for the biggest race to be his final win? Of course, he's still got a lot of Chick-fil-A Cup Series races left to go, and have to see what he can do in those as the season goes along. But right now, he's doing pretty good here in this race as an Indy 250 only driver. And of course, a good friend Elijah will be doing the Indianapolis 100, the other NRLOA Indy race, Friday afternoon at 2 p.m. Eastern over on Max the Hedgehog. So definitely check that out after the Freedom 50 here on Napa Fan. It's going to be a huge, huge week here in the NRLOA as we lead up to the big event Saturday morning. And of course, even Saturday night, we got a big event with the Chick-fil-A Cup Series hitting the Charlotte Motor Speedway for the Coke 600. It's just a really great time to be alive here on Napa Fan. Let me just tell you that, but I'm not trying to put too much on myself here. What do you got going on in your league, man? I'm sure a lot's going on this week for the NROL.
Well, depends when I have time. We'll probably be doing a couple of the Aquafina NRL Cup Series races. That would also include the NRL Granger Series races. At the time of this, our most recent Cup Series winner would be Jay Jefferson, who got the win at Talladega, but Kansas will be coming up soon. Most recent Granger Series winner, Thomas Jericho in the 6th, winning the JBL 250 at Kansas. So, yeah, it really depends on when I have time to do some races.
And go over and check out the NROL Racing League for Carter's stuff, and there's some great stuff over there, and definitely recommend checking it out. Colton Yo has been the fastest guy ever since he took that top position ages ago here in this session, and I really did think we were going to see some guys clock in some fast times as this session went along, but it seems like a lot of guys are kind of giving up here. And we've stayed with the same top 9 as we've had this entire run for about the last 3 minutes. So Colton Yo, Joey Hightower, Justin Zidell, Nicholas Samadio, Noah Clifton, Max Anderson, John Andrews, George Harvick, and Elijah Gordon. The fastest 9 drivers at the moment. Still 3 minutes at least left to go in this session. We will get some added time as this session completes. So Elijah Gordon on the bubble right now to make it onto the Fast 9 and battle for a pole. We're just going to have to see what he can do. Let's see where Davey Johnson is. And a little surprised by this. 23rd. Of course, you know, everybody's completely equal coming in on the ratings, so can't be too surprised by it. But considering the success Davey Johnson has had here, that's not quite where he wants to start for the Indy 250.
Well, not really, but remember we still have this 2 minutes left, so there's still 2 minutes to change the times and see who can advance. And yeah, I wouldn't say these drivers have really given up yet. As I said, there's 2 minutes left, so who knows? Joey Hightower might be able to get a faster lap.
It doesn't really matter too much for Hightower because he's second, and as long as he makes the Fast 9, he's going to go for the pole. So I think if you're anybody from Max Anderson on up, I think you're probably pretty safe. But if I'm John Andrews, George Harvick, Elijah Gordon especially, I might want to go out there and just try to clock in a fast lap, possibly to just counteract another fast lap that could happen to possibly take you out. So we'll have to see. Got Elijah Gordon right behind defending Indy 250 champion Luke Rainey. Luke Rainey is 24th right now, right behind his teammates, so not quite what Rainey was expecting. But then again, I don't think Rainey was really that far up in qualifying last year. I can't really remember. That was so long ago, such a small little thing. But where you start in this race means a lot, but it's not like when you go to, say, a short track or a road course where you start pretty much determines where you win. But it's not really like Daytona either, where you can work your way from the last position to the front in like 5 laps. I should say Talladega, but still, where you start's important, and the farther up you start, the better it is that you might get the win. So these guys want to make sure they do that. And of course, points are on the line. Roger Ray would get 1 point towards the championship the way he is currently running right now in that 10th position. But the other 9 positions in the top 10, they would still change, as we still have the Fast 9 shootout to go for the pole. With 10 points on the line for the pole sitter here in the Indianapolis 250. Of course, if it's an Indy 250 only driver, it doesn't really matter for them. Actually, still will be awarded the points, actually, unlike past seasons where we just didn't even count them. They would actually be awarded the points and they'd be listed in the points standings. So, a bit of a change there from prior years. But this session's about to end, and the number 2 of Julius Anderson just took Elijah Gordon out. How about that? Right near the end. And as I was saying, if you're someone like Elijah Gordon or George Harvick or John Andrews, you might want to get a lap to counteract something like that from happening. Well, it happened right there, and Julius Anderson. How about that one for the number 2? Right into the 9th position. He's not quite safe yet, but he might have just put himself in the Fast 9 shootout.
Yeah, I think he just did. We're going to see right here.
I think there might be 30 more seconds added after this one.
Yeah.
And then, once those 30 seconds are done, we're good to go. And how about that? Elijah Gordon probably hitting himself right now. 10th is still a pretty good position to start in for the race, but just think of it this way. You were that close to making it on and battling for a pole, and now you're just going to sit out and be the last guy out. Last guy in. No, you're going to be the first guy out. I'm close. I'm close.
Close enough.
Yeah, that's close enough. We're not too technical on those kind of things. Oh boy.
What?
These guys are looking 3 wide and they don't do it,
There
fortunately.
it is.
But there we go, that's it. Top 9 will go on to the Fast 9 shootout and battle for the pole there. But from 10th on back, that is how they will start for the Indianapolis 250 on Saturday morning. Elijah Gordon, Roger Ray, Daniel Bouchard, Marcus Sachi, Ace Garcia, Cody Sill, Ryan Butcher, Nathan Stapleton, Tyler O'Reilly, Al Legacy, Gatlin Downey, who was fastest in practice yesterday. Didn't get too good of a run there. Eric Monaco, Aaron Walpole, 2016 champion. Davey Johnson, Christian Master, 2015 champion. Adam Lewis, Luke Rainey, 2017 champion. And Isaac Nichols, Igor Barreto, Bruno De Barros, Aiden Shepard, Jordan Lopez, Marty Johnson, and Travis Crampton. That is how they will line up for the Indy 250. There is one tie right there between Marcus Sachi and Ace Garcia. Have to check in on the points to see who gets the tiebreaker on that one.
Another tie as well between
Roger Ray and Daniel Bouchard, but Roger Ray is the points leader. We know he will start ahead of Bouchard for that one. And I believe that is it for the tiebreakers. So we'll work with that as we go ahead and set the starting lineup for when we do the race on Saturday morning. But anyways, top 9, I'm going to... Well, you guys can't see my mouse there. But top 9, you see... From Julius Anderson on up, we'll battle for the pole in the Fast 9 shootout. Colton Yo, Joey Hightower, Justin Zidell, Nicholas Sambadio, Noah Clifton, Max Anderson, John Andrews, George Harvick, Julius Anderson, and Elijah Gordon. Sorry, not Elijah Gordon, excuse me. Only a top 9. Elijah Gordon, the first guy out, so he's not going to be battling for the pole. He's going to start 10th. Talking too fast. I'm used to saying that it's the top 10, not the top 9.
It's weird.
Yeah, but those top 9 will be battling for the pole, and the fastest of those top 9 will start on the pole and grab 10 points towards the championship here in the Haas IndyCar Series. Thank you guys very much for watching, because if you're going to be one of those guys who didn't advance on, you're probably going to stop watching right now, but we're going to go ahead and get to the Fast 9 shootout right now. So 5 minutes. It's going to be really fast, and it's for the pole in the Indy 250. Let's see who gets it done here in Indianapolis. And here we go. We are ready to set the top 9 starting positions for the Indianapolis 250. This is for the pole and 10 points towards the Haas IndyCar Series Championship. Nobody out there quite yet. And there we go. There's John Andrews coming out onto the racetrack and out of the garage. And everybody's coming here. These are the drivers who are making it on. Colton Yo was the fastest in the first session. Then Joey Hightower, Justin Zeidel, Nicholas Samadio, Noah Clifton, an Indy 250 only driver and the only Indy 250 only driver to make it into the Fast 9 shootout. Max Anderson, John Andrews, George Harvick, and Julius Anderson. One of those 9 drivers will be your pole sitter for the Indianapolis 250. A 5-minute session, already a minute off the clock as they sat there for quite a while. Nicholas Samadio, the first guy out. Now here for the Fast 9 shootout, these guys usually don't get a chance to draft, and it's usually single car runs. They're all by themselves, so it's usually about who's the fastest car in general. We'll see if anybody does draft, and if they do, they'll get an advantage, but we'll have to see how this goes down. A very fast session. Who do you think is going to win the pole for the Indianapolis 250?
Well, it's almost the same thing as round 1, but with less cars. You want to try and get that draft lap. I'd say the driver in the back would have the better advantage if you're drafting. Driver behind the car in front of you is what I'm saying. So, yeah, it all depends on drafting.
It does, and the big question is, will we see it? Not too much time in this session to get a fast time. And we'll just have to see who's fastest on pure speed alone, most likely. We might see Nicholas Samadio catch a break here with George Harvick pulling out ahead of him. Maybe not. They're all kind of spread out right now, and there's enough room on this racetrack where you can have 9 cars on the racetrack without any of them actually affecting each other. So we'll have to see how it all goes down. But George Harvick ready to complete a lap. Nicholas Samadio will be the first driver to complete a lap under speed. Of course, it's still cloudy here, and they're going to be under 41 seconds here to initially start. Samadio still fastest. Joey Hightower in second. Justin Zeidel in third. There's Max Anderson in the number 18. Been a pretty fast one so far. Julius Anderson barely made it on to the Fast 9 shootout, and right near the end of the session pushed Elijah Gordon out of contention. And Colton Yo's got a fast car. He was fastest in the first session, and he just beat Nicholas Samadio by almost a 1/10 of a second. So fast time there for Colton Yo, but John Andrews might get a draft on him here. And we could be seeing our pole sitter right there. Nicholas Samadio just jumped the 88 there. Samadio might be getting a bit of a draft. Maybe not. I will say this. John Andrews has a draft. This could be a pole-winning move for John Andrews. He might be the only driver out there. Oh, Noah Clifton has a draft on the 18 of Max Anderson. I think it's going to either be John Andrews or Noah Clifton winning the pole. We're going to have to see. There goes John Andrews. Look at that, 40.576. Significantly faster than Nicholas Samadio, and he's got that draft on Colton Yo. I'm going to watch for Noah Clifton here. He might get it in the number 24. Drafting off of Max Anderson. He's the last driver to complete a lap. Let's see what he gets right here. And with that, Noah Clifton goes to the top of the board. How about Max Anderson? He doesn't even have anybody ahead of him, and he was faster than John Andrews, who had a draft for the 40.395 for Noah Clifton. That might just do it. We'll see what John Andrews does on this lap. Oh, and Andrews beats him! 40.31 for John Andrews as he got a draft on Colton Yo again. Colton Yo to third. 40.509. Max Anderson is fourth. And John Andrews might just win this pole. Max Anderson's going to get a shot, though, as he's now behind Noah Clifton. Let's see what happens here.
Yeah, that was a really nice lap by the 98. He really got a big draft from Colton Yo. See, the time that's
Max Anderson here.
Pretty much 8/10 of a second.
He's just a little too close to Noah Clifton, I think. He might have had to brake check just a little bit, and that's going to affect him, so that might do it. We'll see what these guys do when they cross the line. Anderson's going to try to pass a 24 here. He might try to jump the 88 of Colton Yo, but I don't know if he's going to be able to do so.
We have 30 seconds left in the session.
There'll be about 30 seconds added after this one. And that's side racing. And he actually did improve his time, but he did not improve his position. So John Andrews in the number 98. A blisteringly fast lap time right there. 40.31, beating off Noah Clifton. We'll see if they add more time here. They probably will, but these guys here, I don't think they're going to have enough time to finish their laps here, so...
Yeah.
So we'll have to these guys here.
And what a coincidence that the Napa car wins the pole on the Napa fan channel.
Nicholas Samadeo is going to be a little too late here as he's drafting off the 83 of George Harvick. And if we add time, Nicholas Samadeo might have a shot, but I think this is going to be it. I think this is going to be the last adage of time. And
yeah,
with
I think you're right.
John Andrews in the number 98 is going to win the pole for the Indianapolis 250. 10 points towards the championship and a front row starting position in the biggest race for the NRLOA in 2018. John Andrews will start alongside Noah Clifton in row number 1. Row 2 we'll see Colton Yeo and Max Anderson. Row 3 we'll see Nicholas Samadeo and Julius Anderson. Row 4 we'll see George Harvick and Justin Seidel. And row 5 we'll see Joey Hightower and Elijah Gordon. And of course we saw the rest of the results from the first session earlier on. That is how they will line up for the Indianapolis 250 on Saturday morning right here on Napa Fan. John Andrews will lead the field to the green flag for the greatest spectacle in racing in the NRLOA. How about that one for the Limeback winner, who actually comes into this race third in the points. With that, he's actually going to be only 26 points behind Roger Ray in the championship. And he's also going to jump Davey Johnson. Or he's not going to jump Davey Johnson, but he's only going to be 9 points behind Davey Johnson after this one as well. So John Andrews, a very beneficial run in the championship with this pole run here. And he will move his way up in the points after this one. Of course, you guys will not see the points after the qualifying session here today because Score 4 doesn't work that way. But once we show you guys the points at the end of the day, Saturday, after the Indianapolis 250, all the points from qualifying and all the double points and all that will be added on, and the points will be accurate. So don't worry about that. Everything will be good to go. But anyways, thank you guys very much for watching qualifying day here for the Indianapolis 250. John Andrews wins the pole position for the greatest spectacle in racing, and he will lead the field of the green flag Saturday morning for the 100-lap event. Of course, these guys are not done before then. We have Carb Day on Friday, the last practice session for these guys, a 15-minute session for everybody to get their cars tuned just right for the big race. And then it's the big race Saturday morning at 8 a.m. right here on Napa Fan. On behalf of Carter Friesen, thank you guys very much for watching. Congratulations to John Andrews for winning the pole for the Indianapolis 250. And I will see you guys later.